Hello masters, viewers, anglers, you and subscribers of my channel Fishing Noob TV. Pahinga muna tayo sa fishing and nandito ako sa ba to? Sharjah Aquarium. And first time ko dito, first time namin na bumisita. So para makakuha tayo ng ideas ng marine life here in the UAE, and it's very fortunate na makapunta rito kasi libre sa public ang Sharjah Aquarium. So please visit, and nakakatuwa at may gantong mga place na accessible sa public kasi nagpo-promote din sila ng awareness sa ating environment, especially sa marine life and marine biodiversity and ecology. So saludo tayo sa Sharjah government sa kanilang initiative na ito. So tingnan natin, bisitahin natin. Fish on! As you enter the museum, the first exhibit is the Alcan Fort and Alcan Beach exhibit, which showcases black-tip reef sharks and showing the Alcan Beach, wherein the sharks are patrolling the beaches. These sharks are almost 2 meters long. Then going by the aquarium displays, you'll see the yellow seahorses on a fan coral, and that is its partner chilling out there upside down. And then going to the next aquarium display, the display of venomous fishes here in the UAE, which is the scorpion fish, which is up front, and back there is a stonefish, which is equally venomous. They have venomous spines on their dorsal fins that if you get stabbed by it will give you an excruciating pain. Plus it depends on a person if it has a allergic effect to them. So another one here, as you can see, well camouflaged scorpion fish. They really are good on mimicking their environment. Then going through, we'll go down on this pathway wherein there is designed as if you're under the ocean, and it's quite amazing. The hanging fishes produce the shadow of the fishes on the wall. Seems quite dark, but as you can see, the next display here is a very common fish in the UAE. It's a crescent gunter display, or what we call in Tagalog or in the Philippines bagaong. And it's not only bagaong here. I say it's not all bagaong. There are 4-line terrapins here, which is looks like a crescent gunter, but they are almost the same species. And then next on, we are here in the underwater view of the Alcan Beach, where you see this the majestic black reef sharks, black tip reef sharks are swimming graciously, calmly, and it's quite fascinating to watch and quite relaxing also. And here are some, I think it's a smooth hound shark resting at the bottom near a structure. You know, in the oceans, there's a simple rule of thumb. Every fish has to swim calmly, normally as possible, because if there are sudden movements or erratic movements and unusual movements made by a fish or even man, you can be on the menu. It means that you're injured or you're sick and you're an easy prey to the predators. That's a rule of thumb, big or small fish in the ocean and even in freshwater environments. You see how majestic how they swim, very calmly, smooth. These sharks constantly swim so that it can absorb the oxygen through their gills and eventually breathe. Next display here is the Sergeant Major fish. It was called Sergeant Major because of the 4 lines on their body, which represent a rank in the military. These fish are common on rocky shores, breakwaters, and jetties, and anywhere with structures. But they are commonly found near open oceans and open seas. So they are common in Fujairah, in Bidya, where I usually fish. Tunnel, and it's quite small, but wow, you'll see the display here. You'll see that's a red sea angelfish, and this is the hamur or orange spotted grouper, which is very common here in the UAE, and that is a sweet lip or farsh. And this is not a black spotted snapper, it's a finger mark snapper. And you see some sherry there, or an spangled emperor. And going here, as you can see, most of the fish are chilling on the structures, especially the groupers. They like it on structures. So this gives us an idea that if you target some species, look for the right places like structures, like bridges and rocks, and oil rigs are good structures where fishes congregate. And you'll see a school of spangled emperors together with banded sea breams. And look, there's a cobia. And you'll see angel fishes on the left side, and they are schooling on top of a structure, which is a typical behavior for these fishes. Look at that glorious cobia, maybe around 5 kilos, and then this massive grouper or hamur, which I think approximately 15 to 20 kilos, just my estimate. And you see a parrotfish hanging around there, and this cobia is just wandering around. Oh, do you see there's a guitar shark that passes by, and another one set up here is the reef setup wherein you see this Red Sea angel fishes, and above there you'll see big eye trevallies, and you'll see the triple tail wrasse that just passed by, and a sea turtle, hawksbill sea turtle, chilling there. Anyways, he's sleeping. And those big eye trevallies are patrolling the mid-surface of the water. So this gives you the depths, how this fish congregates, where they go, on which depth. And here's a triggerfish. And it's quite good. Here in Sharjah Aquarium, they have almost 150 species of marine life endemic to this region. Endemic, it means mostly found here on this location. And this gives us an idea what fishes will be here all year round. This doesn't include the migratory fishes such as tunas and kingfish. And you see here there's a permit, a pampano. I only seen one guy who have caught that one, the legendary Zaldi Procopio of Dubai. And here is a sweet lip or farsh. They're schooling some big eye trevallies. And you see these snappers, red snappers, mainly congregate near structures, near rocks. They don't swim much. They are just chilled. And here now is the display of Diba Rock, where you will see a huge moray eel. I think this is around 3 meters or more, and there's a small one too. You'll commonly found this in Fujairah as well, on those jetties and breakwaters. It's very good to fish them on low tides in between the rocks. Anyway, Fujairah and Sharjah share the same waters on Korfakan and Diba, so you'll see this same species on those areas. See the pelagic species, these species which are active on midwaters and subsurface part of the sea. You see these banded breams schooling. Actually, these are huge banded sea breams. And as I said a while ago, groupers love chilling on structures. That's why if you caught some groupers, they will tend to go to structures to hide. So it's like a challenge for anglers. If you can pull them out of their hiding. And you'll see those cobias here patrolling, which is a good game priced fish here in the UAE. It's a dream catch to catch cobia here, especially if you're doing it on shore fishing. And this is quite a very good display of how the Sharjah government shares awareness of the environmental importance of marine life, because fishing is also a major industry in the UAE, so they need to promote the protection of the seas and its marine life. Going on, here is the display of Clark's anemone fish or clownfish. As you can see, it's Nemo. And these fish are dependent on one species of coral, which is anemone, which give them shelter, and in return the anemone gives them protection, because the anemone has stings that protect itself and also at the same time protect the fish living in them, and then the fish also keep it clean. So it's a symbiotic relationship between the two organisms, which give us a good example to emulate. And here you'll see the display for the vertical coral environment. This one is usually on seawalls, in breakwaters, and some vertical rock structures under the oceans. And as you can see, common fishes like the cardinals and then the wrasses. These guys also are common on rocky shores, especially there in Bidia, Fujairah, where I fish. You see there fusilier and then angelfish. Actually, in this kind of setup, it also good example of a cleaning station, because these fishes here are good on cleaning other big predatory species of fish. It's like a cleaning station under the ocean, wherein, for example, a shark would park itself there and just chill, and then these guys will pick up all the parasites from that fish and have them clean and healthy. So that's it. And then we're going to the Diba Rock display, where you see the very common fish here in the UAE, and I think this is everyone's first fish that they caught, which is the black spotted snapper. We call it Dora in Arabic. Also it was called Nicer. So this Nicer or this black spotted snapper are already on mature sizes, and then they are very fun to watch. Most of them school, and when they are young, they stay near shore, and these are very aggressive fishes. They bite on jigs, they bite on lures, and they are very reactive. They are also territorial when they are on their own turf, and you see spangled emperors with them. They are actually together most of the time, especially when they're small and still congregate on the rocks. When these fishes are still small, they are staying near the shore. So you'll find them more frequently on shallow waters, and then as they mature, they go deeper to the deep sea. And you'll see some yellow tail trevallis there in the background, and another yellow tail trevally, which is also common in Fujairah. Actually, Diba in Fujairah is part of Sharjah and also part of Fujairah. They share borders. And look at those emperors, very active. I think they're hungry. They are moving, and there's also a bakoko. And here is another display of the saltwater catfish, or kanduli, what we call in Filipino. These guys are very common also in Dubai Creek, especially under Garhoud Bridge and Maktoum Bridge. These guys are everywhere, especially the small ones, and you can also caught big ones in sandy bottoms in Fujairah, and also in Sharjah and Ajman waters. I don't eat this kind of fish, but they really have a good fight on them. It's also fun to fish these guys. And on this display, the mangrove exhibit, are the rabbit fishes, or safi as they call them here in the UAE. And during months of April till May, safi and sherry, or emperors, are not allowed to be fished or commercially sold on fish markets, so that their stocks will be replenished, because these fishes are heavily commercially sold in the market. So they are protecting these two species of fish. And then we're going on the top view of the aquarium, and we're above the tunnel, so you'll see how fish is congregated on a kind of sea setup. So you'll see most of the emperors and brims schooled together near the rocky structures. And you'll see those bat fishes, which are very also common on oil rigs. I worked on oil rigs before, and those fish are very plenty there. And so as with the Red Sea angelfishes, and you'll see passing by is a group of banded sea breams. Those are mature sizes there, and together with it are farsh, or the sweet lips, and again you'll see this typical species on UAE waters on this exhibit aquarium here in Sharjah Aquarium. And so this is near the end of the tour. Lastly, on this display, this shows the current situation of our seas, and unfortunately our seas has been polluted with our trash, especially plastics, and fishing gears, lost fishing gears at sea, which impacts the lives of the marine life. Most of this debris in the sea, especially this fishing equipment, traps animals like sea turtles and other fishes. And you saw the exhibit of a octopus made of plastic bottles. So let's be mindful to put our trash and dispose it properly. Throw it in the bin, not in the seas. So fellow anglers and everybody, let's keep our environment clean, protect it, preserve it for the future generations. And we have to fish responsibly and sustainably. And this is the message of the Sharjah Aquarium. And thank you very much, and I hope you like the quick tour here, and I hope you visit also yourself in Sharjah Aquarium here in Sharjah. Thank you very much, and fish on.